Are you wasting 2 hours of your day without realizing it, simply because you're not managing your time effectively?
That's a pretty startling claim, but research suggests that many of us are indeed losing a significant chunk of our day to inefficiency, often without even noticing it.
So, the question is, are you one of them, and if so, how can you start reclaiming those lost hours and making the most of your time?
Well, today we're going to explore some effective time management strategies that can help you get a head start on your day and stay on top of things.
That sounds great, and I'm sure our viewers will learn a lot, including how to prioritize tasks, juggle multiple tasks without feeling overwhelmed, and maybe even put something off without feeling guilty.
Exactly, and most learners get the concept of prioritizing tasks completely wrong, so we'll be diving into that as well.
So, let's start with getting a head start, because who doesn't want to feel like they're already ahead of the game before the day even begins?
Right, and the key to getting a head start is to start small, by waking up just 30 minutes earlier each day and using that time to focus on your most important task.
That makes sense, but what about when you have multiple tasks competing for your attention? How do you prioritize them effectively?
Here's the weird part. Many people think they should prioritize tasks based on urgency, but that's not always the best approach, as it can lead to burnout and stress.
So, what's a better way to prioritize tasks, and how can you avoid putting something off that really needs to be done?
Well, one strategy is to use the Eisenhower matrix, which helps you categorize tasks into urgent versus important, and focus on the most critical ones first.
That's really helpful, and it's also important to remember that sometimes it's okay to put something off, as long as you're doing it intentionally and not just procrastinating.
Exactly, and that's where the concept of intentional delay comes in, which means deliberately choosing to delay a task because it's not aligned with your goals or values.
Here's the weird part, though. Many people struggle with juggling multiple tasks and end up feeling like they're dropping the ball somewhere.
Yes, and that's because they're trying to multitask, which can actually decrease productivity and increase stress, rather than managing their time wisely.
So, what's a better way to juggle multiple tasks, and how can you make the most of your time without feeling overwhelmed?
One strategy is to use the Pomodoro technique, which involves working in focused 25-minute increments, followed by a 5-minute break.
That sounds like a great way to stay focused, and it's also important to remember to take breaks and give yourself time to rest and recharge.
Absolutely, because when you take care of yourself, you're able to manage your time more effectively and stay on top of things, even when things get busy.
Here's the weird part, though. Many people think they need to be constantly on and working in order to be productive, but that's not sustainable in the long term.
Yes, and that's why it's so important to learn how to prioritize your own needs and take care of yourself, so you can maintain your energy and motivation over time.
So, let's summarize some of the key takeaways from our conversation today, and see how they can be applied in a real-life scenario.
Sounds good to me, and I think our viewers will really benefit from hearing how these strategies can be used in practice.
Okay, so imagine you're a student with a big project due soon, and you need to get a head start on your research and studying. How would you use some of the strategies we've discussed today?
Well, I would start by prioritizing my tasks using the Eisenhower matrix, and then use the Pomodoro technique to stay focused and make the most of my time.
That's a great approach, and by doing so, you'll be able to manage your time wisely, stay on top of things, and maybe even put something off without feeling guilty, all while taking care of yourself and maintaining your energy and motivation.
Exactly, and today's challenge is for our viewers to take one of the phrases we've discussed, such as get a head start or manage your time wisely, and use it in a sentence in the comments below.
Great idea. And by doing so, you'll be able to reinforce your learning and start applying these strategies in your own life.
If you enjoyed this conversation, subscribe for daily English practice, and join us tomorrow when we'll be discussing another important topic.
And tomorrow, we'll be exploring the concept of emotional intelligence, and how it can help you communicate more effectively and build stronger relationships, so be sure to tune in for that.